You're watching Iowa Live. Everything local, entertaining, and meaningful in Central Iowa is right here on Iowa Live.
From the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, welcome to Iowa Live. I am Lou, and of course, weather has changed here over the past couple of weeks, and you know what that means? That means that things are going to be slickery on the roads, and more than likely, there's going to be a bunch of car accidents around. So with that in mind, we bring Kim Baer from the Baer Law Office in because car accidents and vehicle accidents, those are a big deal.
They are a big deal, and they're scary. And you know, hopefully, if you get in one, you're not hurt. But that's why we like to come on the show and talk about tips, because that way they're kind of in the back of your mind, and you already know when it happens, and you're in shock. Okay, what are the things I need to do?
Yeah, because it's going to happen, and then of course the adrenaline starts running, and you may not do the right things at any given time. But let's talk about what you should do in case you are involved in some kind of vehicle accident.
Yes, so if you're involved in a vehicle accident, first of all, we want to make sure if somebody's hurt, whether it's you, someone in your car, somebody behind you, in front of you, make sure you call 911. We want to get police there, but we also want to get an ambulance. That's the number one thing. We want to make sure that anybody that's hurt is getting medical care.
Okay.
So if you are at the accident and maybe your neck hurts, your arm hurts, go ahead but you're not going to take an ambulance, go ahead and mention that to the police officer, because he's going to note that in his accident report. You wouldn't believe the number of times people say to me, well, I told the officer that my neck hurt, but you know, the officer will say, the person driving car 1 did not complain of any injuries. So, and it's not a big deal, but it's something I always hear about from the adjuster. So if you are hurt, make sure you share that with the police officer. That's kind of counterintuitive because he's not a doctor, but go ahead and tell him what's hurting.
Right. So. Now, there's also something else you need to keep in mind too that is very important, and you've mentioned this a couple of times on this program, and you had personal experience with someone who almost failed to do this.
Yes. So if it's safe to get out of your car and take photos, take photos. Do that. I mean, we don't want to put you, if you're on a busy street, we don't want to put you in risk. But get out of the car, take pictures of your damage, the other car's damage, if there's license plates, that kind of thing. My husband was just in a car accident. He's okay, thank God.
Yep.
But he called and said, hey, I was just in an accident in construction zone. And I said, okay, great. As long as you're okay. Somebody's called the police. Yes. So I called him back and I said, hey, make sure to get out and take photos. And he said to me, well, no, the police are coming. They're going to do that. And I thought, you're married to me.
How many times have you heard this?
Okay, so again, I had to say, the police are not going to take photos. They don't take photos. They will if there's a death you know, if it's a really serious car accident, but typically they're not going to take photos. So we really need you to get out of the car. If you can do it safely, don't risk your life. But photos are so important, and I will tell you that when my husband called our adjuster and said he had photos, she was very happy because she said no one ever does that. So please take photos, only if you can do so safely, but they're so helpful.
Now, along with taking photos, there's other people that are on the scene, and you want to make sure you talk to the witnesses, right?
Yes, any witnesses, just make sure that you get their phone numbers, because what happens is people stop to make sure that everyone's all right, and then they're on their way to work or wherever they were going, and they take off. And so they don't stick around for the police. So make sure that you get any witness's name or phone number, and you just put it in your phone so you got it. So.
And if you are injured, if you in any way, shape, or form, a doctor's visit is necessary.
It absolutely is, you know, and a lot of times you might not feel pain at the site of the scene of the accident, but you might later or the next day. And then you want to make sure that when you go to see the doctor that you have them charge your health insurance.
Your health insurance.
Your health insurance. And that's counterintuitive because people say, well, the other person should pay my medical bills. Well, they will down the road if they cause the accident, but we want to make sure that everything goes through health insurance because we need that discount on the bills.
Right, and you do get a discount on the bill through your own insurance.
Do. Yes.
Okay, and then another thing, talk a little bit about MedPay.
Yes. So check your own policy, your own car insurance policy, and make sure you've got some MedPay on there. We can use that to help pay your out-of-pocket bills, your medical bills, and then also make sure that you've got underinsurance or uninsured coverage. In the accident I just talked about, the guy that caused the accident that my husband was in had no insurance.
Okay.
So luckily we had uninsured coverage, and so that's going to cover everything. So just pull, I know it sounds like I'm selling insurance, I'm not. not. But please, please, please pull your own deck sheet from your own car insurance and just check and see what you have.
And also important to keep track of everything. Keep a calendar,
Yes,
right?
keep a calendar if there are things that you had to miss, things you had to cancel. So just keep good records to the extent that you can. So.
Okay, so a lot of things to consider if you were in a car accident, but what the first couple of things you remembered, call for help if you need some assistance, take photos, and get witness information should be the first checklist that you have.
Absolutely,
Okay.
and make sure you call the police and that they come,
Yep.
even if it's small, because a small accident, because people change the story.
Okay, and how do they get a hold of you?
Sure, you can just give us a call at the Baer Law Office, 515-INJURED or 515-279-2000. We're always happy to help with these cases.
All right, folks.
So.
Kim, thank you so much for your
Yeah.
great information.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Lou.
When we come back, Professor Jeff Stein with the Iowa Almanac and something that happened on this day, December 1st, in Iowa history. Next.